Hello,
Hello,
everybody.
hello. Welcome. We are so excited that you guys are here. I don't know about you, but I love girlfriend time. And that's what this is tonight. It's just some girlfriends chatting. So I want you to just pretend that you're like across the table or sitting on the couch next to us. Grab cup of tea, cup of coffee, water, whatever you want to grab. And just think about just having some fun girlfriend time and conversation. And I hope when you get off tonight, you're going to feel inspired and encouraged and hopefully just dreaming a little bit bigger about what it is that God is putting on your life, because I know He has great plans for all of us, not just the three of us, but every single woman listening and watching. And I love the fact that I'm in Florida and Cindy's in Texas and Brittany's in Ohio, and we all get to be connected. So I want you to put in the chat right now, put your name and where are you sitting on the couch right now, or where are you, what state, where are you from? And who invited you tonight? So put your name, where you're from, and who invited you. And I just want to say, whoever invited you tonight, she sees so much greatness inside of you. She just didn't invite anybody. She saw that you possess qualities that we love and that we admire in other women. And so to me, that's like the biggest compliment if someone were to say that to me. So I want you to feel as special and as valued as I know that you are, that someone would take the time to say, you know what, I see some of these qualities in you, and I want you to hop on with some amazing women and just to hear more. So listen with an open heart and an open mind, because whether Mary Kay could be or not be something for you, she definitely sees something. And I know probably all three of us would agree that this is not the path that we thought. But because we had an open heart when we heard the information, God has radically transformed us inside and intrinsically and extrinsically through that. So we're excited. So that's Cindy Sheppa from Texas, top sales director. I'm Amy Allgood, national sales director from Florida. And our beautiful guest tonight, we have the privilege of Brittany Jinks from Ohio. And listen, Brittany is, how do you describe this? If you were, since you're not in the Mary Kay world, she would be like famous in the Mary Kay world. And we have just got to see this explosion of her breaking records. And really, we all know the last few years with COVID and everything that's happened. But what I admire most is during that time when everyone was just trying to figure it out, she didn't take time to figure it out. She got into action, she made things happen, and she inspired the entire Mary Kay world. And during that time, doing $1 million in sales every year, breaking records, developing incredible other leaders, and then rose up during that time to the top position in our company as a national sales director. And she has a huge heart. She is so just giving and generous and just powerful, but so kind and gentle at the same time. So I'm so excited. I got to get to know her a little bit randomly at a nail salon. We were talking about that when they were coming to Florida. And so I just love how God orchestrates all those little sweet moments, and just gotten to be a dear friend very quickly. So Brittany, thank you so much for just being on here with us, and yeah, just sharing your heart and your time today. So I want to just let everybody get to know you a little bit better. So tell me, where were you when Mary Kay found you, and what made you say yes, and any maybe special memories along the journey?
Well, first of all, thank you. I'm really not a celebrity, so hopefully that eases
Yes,
your
you
mind.
are.
Okay, well, I have an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 5-year-old. And if you have kids, you know that they make you feel real life real quick. So so maybe Mary Kay world, but really no. Okay, so why did I say yes to Mary Kay? How did it find me? Well, I was a full-time college student and I was working 3 part-time jobs. I never in a million years thought I would do something like this, because I actually was already working at a country radio station in Columbus, the #1 country radio station in Columbus, doing the Saturday morning show. And that was my degree. It was broadcasting. And so I thought, I have my foot in the door here. I'm doing great. And really, truthfully, once you get into that, you can once you're in, you're in. And so I thought, this is, what I'm supposed to be doing. This is where God's called me. But I met this woman in Bed Bath & Beyond who gave me her business card and asked me if I wanted a complimentary facial. And I was like, sure. And so I went to her house and tried the products. And honestly, I fell in love. And I thought to myself, I'm going to wash my face here forever. I might as well get a discount. And so I know that sounds like very bare bones minimum, but where I was in my life was I was full-time in college, 3 jobs. One of those was overnight on the weekends. One of those was morning times. And one of those was giving pitching lessons to little girls because I was also a softball pitcher. And so I was so insanely busy that that's all I think my brain could fathom at that moment. But then what happened was I started attending meetings. I started seeing the success of other people. And I had always wanted what I like to call it all. My mom was in corporate America and she was a single mama for me and provided for us and was just such an amazing influence and had such great motivation, taught me my work ethic. But I remember her coming home from her corporate job and saying to me, Brittany, have a job where you can work from home or work from home, or, find someone who has enough money for you to stay at home.
Yeah.
And I remember that didn't fill my cup to think about staying at home because I was a little bit too competitive. I really wanted to win and I needed to find a place for that. So I walked into my first Mary Kay event and which they had to talk me into. They were like, you have to come. And I was like, okay. And I kind of did it just to appease everyone. And I walked into that first event and I saw the position called National Sales Director. And those women had what I would like to say it all. They had babies on their hips. They were making millions. They were getting those millionaire plaques. They had complete flexibility and control because I always wanted to drive my kids to school and from school. I always knew I'd be the best boss I could have ever had. And so I said, this is what I've been looking for. And I felt like, just like today, if you're on here today, I don't believe in coincidences. I think that God has his hand on everything. And so if you can hear the sound of our voice, I feel like you've probably been praying for something: extra money, flexibility, girlfriends, a way to lead others or a way to be led, some therapy, whatever it is. And I feel like Mary Kay can fit all of those things. But for me, that's when the doors really opened up is, wow, this could be so much more than just that little bit of extra income or a discount. It could be everything I had been wanting, but never knew existed. So that's kind of where it started for me.
Yeah. And Cindy, before you ask the next question, I would love just a guest to put in the chat, based on something Brittany asked or shared, what would you say in this season of your life, ladies, that you want or need more of in your life? Like, what would that be? Just anything at all. If you want or need more in anything in your life. So put that in the chat. We'd love to see what that is. Okay, Cindy, you want to ask the next question?
I love that. I was very, very busy when I started Mary Kay too, so I think that we all lead these really crazy busy lives, but I love that with Mary Kay, we can have harmony with kind of the chaos, right?
Yeah.
Of being moms and entrepreneurs and wives and running businesses. We can have just that peace and that harmony in that because we get to design it. We get to control it. Nobody else is controlling it for us. So your 3 jobs that you had, they told you when to work, right? And so I love that we have that, that we can have that fulfillment and do all the things, have it all, but still keep our priorities in line, right? Because we get to design that as business owners. So, okay. So the question that I have for you guys is, what do you love most about your life right now, your business? Like, what do you find most joy in right now in running your own business, being a mom, being a wife, all the things? What do you love most right now in this season of your life? Brittany, why don't you start?
Yeah. So I will say, just like you said, I think busy people get things done, and busy people, if they take one thing off their plate, they fill it with something else, right? So they're constantly going to be busy, but we're busy because we do get it done. And so something I am enjoying and loving about my life right now is I do have that 8-year-old and that 6-year-old and the 5-year-old. They're all 3 girls, Kinley, Everly, and Adelie. I love showing them this lifestyle. Y'all, I don't know if we could really ever even put it into words what Mary Kay is for us, because it is so much deeper than skincare and color cosmetics. It is a faith-based organization that's about sisterhood. It's about helping other women win. And so when I get to teach my children and have them watch me do this business where I'm making over a 6-figure income, taking them to school in a pink Escalade, picking them up. I'm the room mom for our 6-year-old. So I get to be in her classroom all the time, show them how to hit goals, show them how to miss goals, show them how to have conversations that are uplifting and encouraging and motivating. Like, this is the dream lifestyle I always wanted. And I believe that you can have it too. And so I think that's the key, is thinking, how can I have this too? And right now, with what Mary Kay has happening for people to join a Mary Kay business, it's like mind blowing. It was more expensive to start 17 years ago when I started than it is today. And so I love my life. I love the dreams Mary Kay has made come true. We chased after my dream of the national area, and my husband and I did that. And now we're chasing after his dream of finishing being a firefighter too. So
Oh,
it's become this family affair of our Mary Kay business, our goals,
yes.
and having my children in that. There is just nothing better I would rather have them surrounded by.
I
What
love
about
it.
you, Amy?
Yeah. So when you asked that, the first thing that came to mind was either or both and. And I remember when I first graduated from college, and I can still remember this so clearly. I went to my apartment gym. I had worked all day at my corporate job, came back from there. I was working out, and then I was walking back to make dinner and watch American Idol, like I always did, and make my lunch for the next day and get ready to do it. And I called my dad. I'm like, Dad, you know what I missed? Like in college, I could go to class, but then I could also go to the gym, and then I could go see friends, or I could go do this activity or go to the sorority. Like my life had a lot of areas. And now I just felt like my life was work, work, work. Right. And I didn't have time for anything else. So I would say what I love most about my season right now is I'm back to that place. Mary Kay allowed me to design to fit. I didn't have to just put one or two things in my life. So I love the fact that I can lead a small group for women, at church, or lead my youth group, the high school girls at my church, but also take my kids to and from their sports and pick them up, or go have lunch with them, or go have lunch with a girlfriend, or go take care of, my mom or my grandma and help them do something, or, pour into women spiritually, personally, guide them. I mean, there's so many components of my life. And I just think if I wasn't able to make those choices to design my life, I would just be stuck having, one lane. And I don't know. So if any of you want to have like multiple things in your life, that's probably what I love. That I don't. It's not either or. It's both and. I think so many people believe they have to do this or that, and they can't figure out how to do both and do both well. So, Cindy, what about you?
Well, I love that, I'm seeing kind of an overall theme here that with this business, we get to get what we want out of life and the things that like fill us up, right? But still keep the things that we value in life, right? And we can make that executive income, but not have to compromise the things that are important to us. And I've seen this so much, especially in corporate America, where people are every time you do have to sacrifice to have success, but it's like we get to choose our hard, right? Like we get to choose our hard. And I love that, I see women that are working 60, 80, 90 hours a week, y'all. I mean, just crazy. And having to make that executive income, but what are they having to compromise in the process, right? And so I love that we really, like Brittany said, we really can have it all in this business and keep those priorities in line. And one thing that Mary Kay and that I love most about this season in my life is that not only is this a business for me and provides for my family and is making my dreams come true, but it also is a ministry for me, and it's my mission field. And I never imagined, being in the mission field, because that's never what I felt called to do. Like what I pictured in my mind as the mission field of going to Africa and like feeding the hungry and all the things. But God has given me a vehicle to not just enrich women's lives and help them to grow from the inside out, here on earth, but change eternal addresses and really minister to the hearts of women. And that has been such a blessing for me. And to just see that inner growth that people are having, but also the spiritual growth that people are having just through this journey that they take in Mary Kay. And so that's been just such a blessing. And what I'm loving most about the season that I'm in. And I think it will be part of my journey forever. This is my calling, not just a business for me. So yeah.
Love that. So, Brittany, you kind of touched on dreams a little bit, but I would love to hear, because I think all women, when they get into Mary Kay, their dreams are rebirthed, or
Yeah.
new dreams are born. So, what would you say made you believe that dreams could become a reality? This vehicle could make your dreams come true, and what dreams have opened up to you as a result of you building your Mary Kay business?
What a great question. So what dreams have opened up to me would be literally everything. I mean, you're talking with this company, you have the ability to make 50% of what you sell. And when I was in college, that was I needed it. I mean, I needed that money to survive. And so I remember thinking, okay, if I can sell a mascara, I can make $15 or sell $15 and make enough to go get a Chipotle burrito. And at that time, that felt life-changing. Okay. Now, if you dial that hard work that I did consistently selling the product and seeing faces over and over and over again into today, I realized that it's a compound effect. And there aren't many other jobs out there where you can start a business, start what we do, and build and have a consumable product that washes down the drain consistently, and then be paid off of that work that I did 17 years ago, again and again and again, to where now it's become something financially that provides completely for our family, because I'm the sole income provider and earner. Builds a house for us that it was literally paid for and approved for, because of my Mary Kay business. Or how about the trips that we've been able to go on that I took my husband on, who he works alongside of me, and he got to go to Scotland and golf at Glen Eagles Golf Course. And those are some of the pictures. And not only that, that mentorship we're talking about, my best friend Lindsay is in that picture where it says National Museum of Scotland. And we met, she was my waitress at a restaurant 16 years ago. And I gave her my business card. Our lives are forever changed. And I believe when she becomes a national sales director, they'll say she's a millionaire as well. And so how amazing is that? Along with our kids, we took them to Disney last year. We took the cash for the trip and went to Disney. So dreams have come to fruition. One of my favorite ones, and Cindy will show you this picture too, when we were on stage being crowned the #1 in the entire nation. And those are my 3 girls. They're a little bit younger than my brother, my sister-in-law, my mom, my mother-in-law, and my 89-year-old grandma on the left-hand side there. And, I have always been a hard worker. And what I find is most people that are on these sessions are hard workers too. You're squeezing this in. You might be doing the dishes at the same time. And I find that most hard workers, the way that they are rewarded is they are given more work,
Yeah.
and they're paid the same amount.
Yeah.
With what we do in our dreams and helping, and Mary Kay used to say that our paycheck. So when I say that I'm a millionaire with Mary Kay, our paycheck is a reflection of the lives that we've changed and helping other women get what they want with their lives. And so what I love about that picture is that my kids got to see us win. My kids got to be on that stage. My girls got to see me praised and prized to success, not given more work for the same amount of pay like other jobs I felt like I would have stayed in would have done for me. And that was a reward for my whole family. And then for my grandma to be living and on that stage with us and watch that happen. How many of us are moms or grandmas and we feel like the praise is gone, the prizes are gone? Like you said, Amy, this when you opens up your starter kit, it's almost like you can dream again. And these are the kind of Cinderella, Miss America stories that you can have. And it's not just for me. I'm actually a small town girl from a place called Pataskala, Ohio. Like it is cornfields and drive your tractor to school day. I mean, so I wore no makeup. I had no time. I hated sales. I hated the thought of that. So it's not just for me and Cindy and Amy. It's for everyone. And the ripple effect of the dreams and lives that are attached to yours, it's just astronomical. So I feel like I went really into depth with that. But Amy, so many dreams have come true because of saying yes to a starter kit 17 years ago that I never could have imagined would have turned into everything it has.
Yeah, they say we can look back at the end of our life and there's going to be 7 decisions that we made that will have shaped the course of our entire life.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
when you think about that, saying yes to a Mary Kay business for all of us will be one of those 7 decisions that shaped not only our life, but the way we raise our kids and the next generation, the next generation, the next generation. I think about, dreams that sometimes we want them so bad, but if we're being honest, sometimes we question, like, can it really happen, right? And I remember dreaming, like, when I grew up, that, like, there was things, because how we grow up, it definitely affects what we think about for our future. And I remember thinking, I want to be that mom that can't afford to put my kids in activities because my parents couldn't. I want to be the mom that can actually go to those activities versus my kids driving with other families. Like, that's what I did. And I want to be the house that has everybody coming over to have fun. And so those are really what's been awesome, is that, like, I think we have 2 eyes to keep, one on the immediate, one on the ultimate, for our goals, right? Like, an eye for our goals and eyes for the dreams. And just like you said, you needed cash right away. Same thing. We always need cash. So for the guests watching, I want you to put, like, what do you need cash right now? Like, what's the eye for the immediate goal? Because we all need cash, right? I don't care what season, what's happening. There's something happening in your life right now that you need money for. And then the other eye, what's your ultimate goal? What's that thing you've always dreamt about that maybe you don't even believe? Like, can that really happen? So for me, it was like, I always wanted a house on the water. Like, that was my dream. And I remember pushing where I used to live down in Palm Beach, and I would push that double stroller and I would look at all these amazing houses on the water and, like, do my little lunges and my squats and, like, visualize that one day I was going to be living there. And 4 years ago, that dream became a reality, not because I just poofed it happen. It's because something I share a lot is that successful people do consistently what others only do occasionally.
Yep.
So it's not you just wake up and it happens. It's like choosing, this dream matters enough that I'm going to figure out what it's going to take. And then you have women like us that come in your starter kit, and we are going to teach you everything that we did to be successful. It's not just for the few, it's for everybody that chooses to say yes and to go, where could this be? What if that immediate and ultimate goal could happen because of this? This could be one of my best yeses. So, Cindy, I think we have time for one more
Yes.
question, and maybe I could ask you, and you start off and answering it, and then Brittany, I'd love to hear what you say about this right now. But we've been around for 60 years, and I can think of a billion reasons why women would want to start a Mary Kay business. But Cindy, what would you say? Why say yes to Mary Kay now? What would you say to people?
Well, I think, it's so cool what you guys all shared about your dreams. And I believe that right now that we are living in a world that is dream handicapped. I know that I was dream handicapped before Mary Kay. My biggest dream was to be able to pay all my bills and not have to eat ramen noodles at the end of the month. Before I started Mary Kay, I was a broke school teacher. And so I think that truly, women need to dream, right? We need a dream again, y'all. I mean, have y'all heard that as a theme? So I do. I love that. I wrote that down. That I wrote 2 things down that you said, that you need to have your eye on the immediate and the eye on the ultimate. And I feel like that we are, so much of our world is just trying to make things happen, right? Like, just trying to get by, just trying to survive. And we are not made to just survive. We are made to thrive. We are made to have abundance, right? God made us for abundance, and not just abundance in money, which, Mary Kay can provide that. Obviously, it's provided for all of us, that are sharing with you today. But have y'all seen, it's not just the money. It is being able to provide a rich, abundant life of, as a mom, and being able to be there for your kids. I know that Amy and Britt both brought their children home in pink Cadillacs, all of them. I mean, that's so awesome, to be able to do that. And so I feel like that the reason to say yes right now is that there is a dream that God has put in your heart, and maybe it's been pushed down really, really low lately. And maybe you've kind of lost hope for that dream that God put in your heart. Maybe it was a long time ago. So I think that you owe it to yourself to just see if Mary Kay could be the vehicle to make that little girl dream that you had become a reality. So that's my reason to say yes right now. What about you, Brittany? What do you think why people should say yes right now?
Well, that's amazing, first of all. So I feel like you hit on all the heart and soul and emotion of it. I mean, I think y'all should say yes because it's $10 to say yes. I mean, seriously. Okay, so, Cindy nailed it. That's it. Your little girl dream hasn't been buried. Do you know God has called you for more? Is there something you've been praying for? And I think I remember a story hearing, they were praying to get out of the flood and the water kept rising and it was the man on the top of the roof or something. And God sent him a boat. And then he was like, prayed again, Lord, I'm still here. I'm stuck, and then he sent him a bigger boat or so. I don't know. Anyway, the story is like this. Finally, he gets to heaven because he dies because he drowns. The water drowns him. And he's like, Lord, I thought you were going to save me. He goes, I sent you a boat and a this and a that. Where were your eyes? And I feel like that's exactly it. This business might be something you've been praying for, but you didn't realize that it was Mary Kay.
Yes.
You didn't realize that this could have that flexibility and the ability to have it all like we've talked about. And so why Mary Kay now? It is $10. It's $10.
Why not? Why not?
I go to McDonald's every day. I know it's not healthy. It's fine. I get it. You don't have to write me about aspartame. I know. Okay, so I spend $1 something every single day on my McDonald's Diet Coke. Okay, so many of you buy coffee, and it's way more expensive than my $1 something Diet Coke. And so I think to myself that I've driven through that drive-through. They know my name. Okay. And I've never thought, wow, this is going to change my life today. But that over time, $10 worth of it, maybe that's 2 trips to get coffee, 1 trip to get coffee for you. You never expected that to change your life. This $10 investment, even if you feel like you're not called for like this, you don't have what it takes. I think Mary Kay pulls that out of you. That $10 investment could totally change your life. So for me, it's plain and simple, y'all. It is $10 to say yes. And that is powerful right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and ultimately, I think of something my dad always told me, and you'll never know unless you try. Yeah. And that's really what rang into my ears when I was presented this opportunity. And honestly, what I told myself is I'm going to give this 1 year and see what happens. It's like if one of my kids tries a sport and they want to quit, I'm like, no, you're not quitting mid-season. So I always tell people, if you say yes, let your yes be yes for at least 1 year. Yep. Because I was back and forth, 1 foot in, 1 foot out until my 11th month in Mary Kay, till I went to an event. And then literally my eyes were open to what this could give me. And so if you're going to say yes, just say, hey, give it a try for a year. You can sign up for a art class and gym class for a year, and it's not going to probably change your life the way this could. So again, you'll never know unless you try. And what's the worst thing that could happen? You're going to get better skin. You're going to have 50% off, and here's the other question I would say that could make it an easy yes or no for you. If 1 year from now, you could be a better version of you, would you say yes? It's that simple. I can't tell you how much money you're going to make because I don't know your work ethic, your coachability, your attitude, because that determines that. But what I can tell you is 1 year of this environment and this atmosphere, being around this group of women, you 100% will be a better version of you. So if that's attractive to you, say yes. I mean, come on, for $10. So I would just wrap it up to say the 3 reasons why most women are going to start a Mary Kay business right now. One is cash, because you need money for something. An extra $500, $1,000 is proven to be a game changer for families. And I just had my last new consultant help her party. She sold over $700 at her first party. I made $1,500 my first month, not knowing what the heck I was doing. So the money, the cash is there immediately. Second, the flexibility. You can fit this in around your life. And if you don't have the freedom that you want, clearly this can provide that, as you've heard today and tonight. And third is just really the sisterhood and the personal growth. You'll never have a group of women, who, love you, encourage you, but also challenge you to pull out that giant inside, like Brittany said earlier. So Cindy, will you wrap up and tell them how can they get started with this $10 or what are their
Yes.
options? And
Yes,
let's go, baby. Let's get y'all going.
yes. Okay. So, we love decision makers. Okay. And so first of all, drop in the comments out of those 3 reasons that, that what women are looking for right now: the freedom or the flexibility and freedom, the money, the friendship and personal growth. What resonates with you most right now in the season that you're in? Drop it in the comments what resonates with you most. Okay. And we want a yes or no. We ain't skirting around. It's $10, people. Okay. So I think that you need to either in the comments, you're going to put a yes. Yes, I'm willing to take a small $10 risk on myself. Right. And try it out for a year. Okay. Or no, this isn't for me, but you may know somebody that it is for. I believe that everybody, that this business is a beautifully wrapped box, and it's up to you to take that. It's up to us to give the gift of Mary Kay, right? And that's what we're giving you right now. Is we are offering you this priceless gift of Mary Kay. And you're going to open it up. You can open it up for just $10 and find out what's inside for you, right? That's customized for you. And we all have a gift for you if you make a yes decision. You don't know what it's going to be. It's a surprise gift. Okay. So we all have a gift for you for making a yes decision today. And just know that you can make a yes decision and find out all the blessings that are inside the Mary Kay box for you. There are 3 choices for starting. Everybody starts for $10, and then you can do a little upgrade to you have 15 days to decide if you want that Pro Start, which is over $400 worth of full retail product. I don't know why anybody would not do that. I mean, hello, that's like the best Groupon on the planet. Okay. And then you also have an option to do the eStart Plus, which is $45 in samples. I think it's worth like $100 in samples for your to send out samples to your first 30 people. And so you have the choice. The only choice you need to make today is a yes to a $10 investment, or no, it's not for me. Okay. So that's all we're asking today. Drop that in the comments. And we are so thankful for you being on tonight. Thank you so much. And Brittany, thank you so much for sharing your heart and your story. I heard some things that I hadn't heard before. And so thank you so much. And Amy, always thank you for your mentorship, your love, your guidance, and your wisdom. So bye for now.
Thank you, Cindy. Bye, everybody.